Hey, cuties. Welcome back to 5 Years Time podcast. I'm so excited that you've joined us. I'm really looking forward to this episode like all morning. I was just like, I can't wait to get into the studio, snuggle up with a blanket. It's kind of cool inside the house. It's definitely cool outside, but when is that like transitional period and the house is definitely colder if you don't have the air on or the heat on. It's just like holds cold even more so because it doesn't have the sunshine. Anyways, so I've just been like looking forward to like snuggling up with this blanket literally, and I made, I guess I'll spoil it, but a hot drink. It's not all the way spoiled yet. Um Also, you can probably hear allergy season is upon us, and I thought I like beat it so well this year because I got the Flonase and it was literally working so well. But I just ran out 2 days ago. And I was like, oh, okay, we'll try 2 days without it. But this is like the thick of it. Like right now is the thick of allergy season. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to try the Flonase or try not doing Flonase for 2 days. And then I ended up spending literally all weekend outside. And that was probably not the best idea. So yesterday I was like, I need a Reactin. Like I cannot deal. And it was a holiday Monday. So thankfully we had Reactin. So I took one yesterday and it definitely made it feel better over the course of like a few hours and I was able to sleep well. But oh man, I'm feeling heavy today and this is just the hard bit. So now I have to decide, am I taking Reactin all week? Or because like when I first start taking Reactin, the first week is really hard for me. Like it really slows me down and makes me feel just like droopy. And it's not even like a drowsy feeling. It's just like I feel out of it. And but after that first week, it's like nothing. Or should I go buy Flonase and try using that on its own again? I'm not sure. So I'm in this like trying to decide phase, but like as of right now, the itchy throat, oh, that was what got me yesterday. We were out in the garden playing with the neighbors and I could just feel my throat getting itchy and I was like, "No." And then I sneezed like 3 times while we were out there and I was like, "This can't be happening." Anyways, I'm going to give you a big recap of this past weekend. We got up to so many fun things. It was a long, long weekend for us in Canada. We get the Monday off. Well, as long as not everyone gets it off. I know there's healthcare workers and everything like that. But long story short is it is a holiday Monday. And Trevor and Ro also got the Friday off. Ro had a PA day, and Trevor gets like a bonus day whenever there's long weekends with his office. Like I think they're called like mental health days or something. I don't even know what they're called. But anyways, so we had a 4-day weekend and we got up to so much good stuff. And I figured I'd share it all with you. I didn't vlog this weekend. Oh, and this is not me saying I'm not vlogging anymore, but I really just needed to like actually, maybe I did vlog a little bit, but I definitely didn't vlog the start of this week because I just was like, I just need to step back and like rejig how I'm going to vlog. I think I might do maybe week in my life's like Monday to Friday and then like casually weekend in my life or a day in my life, like less always having to be 7 days on, not on, but like having to record for 7 days always. I just feel like right now I don't have that capability, but I definitely don't want to say bye to them. But anyways, that being said, I want to give like a good recap of the weekend because it was wonderful. And I think Trevor did get a few clips here or there. So maybe whatever I decide to post, I can throw those in, but we'll see. But yeah, so anyways, I'm just feeling like super tired because we stayed up late last night and I am on my Reactin and I'm just like, I feel like I'm just like coasting through the day, but in a good way. I actually woke up. So today's Tuesday, but it's technically my Monday because yesterday was a holiday Monday. But I actually woke up and started sorting the laundry right away. Well, I actually hopped in the shower first thing because when I have really bad allergies, I need to like wash my hair every day and make sure that like I'm not having pollen everywhere on me. I just really need to like be clean. So I woke up right away, hopped in the shower, washed my hair, got the laundry going and took Ro to school. And I felt really good about that. And now I have like the laundry rhythm going. Once I get into the rhythm, I'm good. And so that felt really good. We didn't go grocery shopping last week. And we also have 2 massive turkeys in our fridge because my mom and me are like running the bake table for our church's strawberry festival, which we did last year. But this year we decided we were going to do meat pies, which is an undertaking, but half of them are beef and half of them are turkey. And so my fridge has just been full of defrosting turkey, so I didn't really have space for food anyways. But those are going to go out tomorrow because the rest of the week I'm spending literally in the kitchen cooking, making these pies with all with my mom and all of the volunteers. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fun, but I just know that I have such a full packed week where I'm not going to be at home. So I just was like, I got to get laundry going today. And then I had to record the podcast and I have a few meetings later. And I was like, okay, we're going to do grocery shopping with Ro after school. And Ro loves coming grocery shopping. And we're going to be super practical with our meals. Like literally, because I'm going to be cooking all day for the next couple days. I know I'm not going to want to come home and do anything. And Trevor's going to be in the office. It's just like a busy week here. So I just need to be like super realistic. I'm thinking like tacos tonight, like super easy tacos, and then probably like pasta tomorrow, like throw it in, buy a sauce, make a quick salad, like simple meals. Yeah, so I was thinking about that when I was taking Ro to school. I was like, okay, what are the meals we can make this week that are just going to be like so easy, because I just know by the time we get to the weekend, we're going to feel like, oh, wow, that was a whirlwind of a week. But anyways, let me jump into my recap for this past week, or I guess weekend. Um, we on Friday, now it's like I have to remember what we did. On Friday, we decided to just get out. My mic is going to fall. Just get out and have fun outside and enjoy the beauty of the weather. And so that's exactly what we did. And it was really lovely. And then and that was like our one weekend day. Like we didn't really have plans. We could just chill. So we just like really enjoyed each other's company and took it easy. And then also stores were open and stuff. So that was good because we could like get food and whatever. And then on Saturday, we had a birthday party and it was raining all day, like a big rain all day on Saturday. And that's probably why my allergies are so bad, because on Sunday and Monday, everything was just thriving. But yeah, so we had a birthday party, which was originally supposed to be outside, but then obviously got rescheduled for indoors because it was like big rain. And so that was really nice. It was a great morning. And then I think we just had like a really relaxing rest of the day because it was just rain. And so I'm pretty sure we just chilled and made some food and hung out. Oh, on Friday, I forgot to mention this, our pool was ready to roll. So I was also not appealing weather to go into the pool. Like it was the day before the big rainfall, so it was just like cloudy and it looked like there was a chance of rain and cold. But Trevor and Ro went in, so good for them. And me and Trev, we went to the beach that morning, and Ro actually went into the lake on Friday morning. Like, it was so cold. It was just like not a nice sunny day. It was just like an overcast, cool day. But anyway, so they went into the pool, so that was fun. I still haven't been into the pool yet, but I will go in on the next hot sunny day. I will go in. Um anyway, so then back to Saturday. Yeah, we just hung out, and I think the sun came out a little bit in the evening time, but nothing too much, and we probably went out and played a bit. But yeah, just very low key. And then on Sunday, we went to church, and then we went to this place called MJ's, which is like a little side of the road grill and chill. Like they have burgers, hot dogs, fries, and stuff like that. They actually have taco in a bag with like the Doritos, which maybe we should make that tonight for our tacos. Like that would be fun and even faster. But then I have to go to two stores because I have to get Doritos. So no, we're staying practical. We're going to one store, getting the things, and we're going home. But anyways, so that was fun, and the lunch was delicious. And then we headed to the beach, and we brought out my paddleboard for the first time. I was so excited. I didn't know if we would bring it, but on Friday morning when we were at the beach, I was thinking like, oh, I kind of wish I had the paddleboard. So then it was actually sunny and nice on Sunday, so we're like, let's do it. So I pumped it up. It was super easy. It's the body glove one from Costco, and it's super user friendly. Like it comes with an electric pump that you just plug into like your car socket, and you just have to pump it up to like the number that it says to pump it up to on the screen, and then It's actually pretty light to carry, and it comes with the paddle, and the backpack fits everything in it, and it even deflates really easily. It just has this little like button thing that you press and it like deflates, you roll it up. It's like super user friendly and really quick and easy. And it was so fun. I didn't try standing up because I really didn't want to fall in because the water was brisk. So I just tried on my like sitting cross-legged and then on my knees. It's definitely easier to paddle on your knees than cross-legged. But cross-legged was still comfy, and I went out. It was so much fun. Then I got row, and you don't realize how far you get without even really like giving a paddle, especially like we have like a pier where we were, and I was using the lighthouse as like my gauge of how far I was. But then like at the same time I was not very close to the lighthouse, like widthwise. So it's like I all of a sudden turned back to shore and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so far out. So yeah, but it was really fun. And I brought Row out, and then Trevor took a try and he stood up. And fell down a few times. But yeah, so it's definitely very fun for the family. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited to make it part of my like daily routine when I'm able to just get out there and go for a paddle in the morning or during sunset. Like I'm really, really like so excited for that. So I can't wait. But then we had it to my mom's because Trevor was going to mow the lawn and we were having dinner over there. So that's probably another reason my allergies are flamed up, is because I did sit outside while Trevor was mowing their lawn, and they have quite a big lawn and it's a lot of fresh grass I would have been breathing in. So mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. And that would have been my first day without Flonase. So mistakes definitely were made. But, anyways, we had a lovely time there. We just hung out, we had nibbly bits, and then we had dinner and we headed home. And so we headed home. And then on Monday, yesterday was the holiday Monday, and we had plans to go to, it was called the Virgil Stampede. It's in Niagara on the Lake. I don't know why they call it a stampede. There were pony rides, but that was the only like horse affiliated part to it. It's basically just a fair, but without fair food. Like I think they had one stand with like pogos, like, or you know what they're called, like what is a pogo? A deep fried hot dog. What is that called? What is the actual name of that? A corn dog. I was like, what is the actual name of that? And then they had like the cotton candy, like all the snacks and stuff, but not like funnel cakes or interesting foods or anything like that. But they did have like burgers and hot dogs and all of that stuff. So we got a lemonade, and I really wanted a funnel cake, but they didn't have one. So then Row, I told you last week, really wanted to see fireworks. So the goal was to stay there until 9:30, which is when the fireworks begun, and Row normally goes to bed at 7. So we're like, we'll just play it by ear. We got our tickets, we went on lots of rides. Row went on her first roller coaster. We had lots of fun. We played some games. We just missed the pony rides, which was unfortunate, but we did get to pet the ponies, so that was okay. And then we watched a magic show, and Trevor got called up to the front and the guy was going to like juggle swords, and it was like kind of terrifying. It was like this whole thing. But anyways, Trevor did a good job. And then my allergies were just like, I was like bunged down, like my throat, oh my gosh, and my eyes. I was trying so hard not to touch my eyes, but I just kept saying to Trevor, like, I was like, are my eyes so red? He's like, no, they're fine. And I was like, they're just so irritated right now, and my throat, and I could just like, I wasn't congested yet, but the congestion was starting to swell. You know that feeling? Oh, and it was like kind of cool, and I was like, oh no. And we had, I think, like 3 hours until the fireworks. So I was like, maybe we can go home and I can grab a Reactin, we can grab some more cozy clothes, and then we can pick up dinner, because they none of the food was really speaking to us. Pick up dinner, come back, and it's like it's on like a big field park thing, and then set up our picnic, have our picnic, play at the playground. There's like a playground, and then watch the fireworks. So that's what we decided to do. So we were coming home, and Ro was like still gung ho for fireworks. Trevor like checked in, was like, "Are you sure you want to do fireworks? Like, are you feeling tired?" She's like, "No, no, no, I want to do fireworks." So anyways, when we got back home, I was also so hungry, because we went to the fair after nap time, which is like just after lunch, and I did have lunch, but this was probably like 7 o'clock now, and I hadn't eaten since lunchtime, which is like, I'm a snacker, you know this. And I was expecting to eat like funnel cake and fair food, but then we didn't have anything. So I'm also like so hungry. My allergies are just like rearing or like flaring up. And so and then it's like nighttime, which means that I'm tired. So this just is a combination for like not good, but I'm like, Grace, it's okay. And so we got home. I checked in with Ro again. I was like, Ro, you want to go back? She's like, yeah. So we got all cozy. We went and picked up some food, and then we ate the waffle fries on the way. We got Mary Brown's, and we ate the waffle fries on the way back to the fairground. And honestly, that was the saving grace. Like, we all just needed a big calorie pickup. Like, when you just need food. Yeah. So we all ate those, and we were feeling so much better. My reactin was starting to kick in. And so we set up our picnic. Ro had so much fun running around, playing on the what is it called? Playground. We had a couple more tickets, so she went on a few more rides, and then we did make it to the fireworks. Ro was like full of energy, like up until that moment. And then so that was fun, and she loved them for about 3 minutes, and then she was like, I want to go play. And it's like, no, we have to sit and watch them. So they lost their novelty quick on her. But then we had to leave, and it was just like so backed up. You know how it gets when there's so many people in one place. But we eventually got out. I fell asleep on the way home. It's not even that far of a drive. I was really tired, and then I just like put Ro in bed and literally just like ripped off a few of my layers and crawled in bed with her, and we were both knocked out until the morning time. We had so much fun, and it was a really fun family weekend, spending time outside and doing things like that. I don't regret any of it. I just wish I had bought more Flonase before I ran out. But it is going to be okay. And I think like ultimately I can't beat the allergies, but this is the latest they've started for me, and hopefully it's just like a week or two of really bad, and then I can have like a fun-filled, less allergy-prone summer. This is the hope. But let's get into our drink of the day. Okay, cuties, I've got a peppermint tea, something so warm. Oh, I've just been waiting to hold this. Where's my mic? Literally, I closed my eyes and I'm like, where's my mic? I was just thinking, like, this is all I wanted, is to just hold something warm and close my eyes, be cozy with a blanket. Oh, this just feels so nice. I feel like when you have allergies, your eyes are just so itchy and irritated. Like, the only thing that can help really is just like closing them. But then, like, with the itchy throat, oh, I got up and gargled with salt water right away. And I've been hydrating. But, anyways, with the itchy throat, it's just so irritated. It's so hard to just like chill at the same time, like just sit and not move your mouth or like salivate. You know what I mean? I don't know. Um, anyways, I have a peppermint tea, which I haven't had in so long. A peppermint tea is one of my favorite teas. Like, I absolutely love it. When I used to work in an office, I lived for my mid-afternoon peppermint tea and a cookie. That was like my favorite thing in the world. But cheers, cuties. Let's have a sip. Mm, that feels soothing. And fresh. Also, that reminds me, I wear the Burt's Bees like original with the peppermint infused, and I put on some before I dropped off Ro this morning, and I like gave her a kiss and her hug, and she was like, "Mommy, you have chapstick on." It was so cute. Mm. That feels very soothing. I was almost just gonna bring water, and then I was like, wait, I can make a peppermint tea. That'll be so nice. So our drink of the week is peppermint tea. I think I'm gonna live off of this for my throat. Something warm and cuddly, just nice and also refreshing. Also, iced peppermint tea is so good. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, yes, I did just pull my hair out of my peppermint tea, but don't worry, it was my hair. Okay, my snack of the week. I didn't even think about what my snack of the week is. Oh, also I forgot to tell you, I kind of just decided. I brought my iPad and was gonna sit down and plan out this episode, and I was like, we're just gonna sit down and hang out. Like, this is what I'm craving, is just a little one-on-one time with me and my cuties. So for my snack of the week, I'm trying to think what I've really been snacking on this past week. You know what we're obsessed with as a household? Also because I didn't go grocery shopping, so probably just like we're really love it anyways, because it's the only option of snack, is what is it called? Premium Plus. Saltine crackers with the salted top. We're like obsessed. We put jam, we put cheese, we put peanut butter, we put butter, we eat them alone. We're all just eating crackers 24/7. And yeah, that's why the first thing I did in the laundry rotation this morning was take off all our sheets, because we have crummy sheets from all the cracker snacks we've been having. But yeah, we're really obsessed with Premium Plus crackers right now, and I feel like that was like a staple of me growing up too, was just like so many delicious cracker combinations. And one of my favorite foods is toast. I think I've talked about this, but I love toast. As a kid, I used to make a toast snack plate where I would make like 4 slices of toast, all with a different topping. And I feel like that was very similar to what I would do with crackers. Crackers is for when you don't have bread in your house, then you always have crackers. And so I would do like a peanut butter one, a cinnamon sugar one, a butter one, a jam one, and yeah, it's just so delicious. So, anyways, we've been really been obsessing over Premium Plus salted top crackers. Although growing up, I never had salted top, but now as an adult, I buy salted top, and they are so delicious. So I guess we're gonna get into this week I learned, which is gonna be a fun little recappy episode of kind of a bunch of things I have shared learning, updates on things I've learned. But anyways, let's get into this week I learned. This week I learned. This week I learned a lot about the freedom I'm feeling from all of these life lessons that we've been talking about. So last week we were talking all about prioritizing, and I felt so much freedom going into this week, or just like a shift in my mindset after I talked about that. And I even just this morning, I told you I woke up and I started my laundry and everything. And normally I would like not do that because I have lots of worky things I need to get done, but I also have lots of volunteer commitments that I've put myself into this week. And I just have like, I also have a bunch of mom commitments and um, moving parts and like difference in our family makeup for the week because Trevor's going to be in the office for some days and it's just like we only have one car and it's just making everything move. And so I just felt like after a really relaxing weekend, um that I could have easily got so stressed out about today, especially feeling like really bunged down with allergies and just being tired from having a late night out last night. But I honestly took my own advice to heart and I now have prioritized myself at the top of everything on my to-do list, and it's changed everything. It also makes me feel way less pressure on like what I'm creating for work and more creative juices and all of that stuff. So that just feels so good and it felt like freedom this morning. Like even I was just running through my to-do list in my head this morning and I just felt like so much freedom while I was thinking about it. Like it felt so good and I felt more mental capacity to do things. So like normally I would feel like a lot of stress festering on like, oh, I need to get this done, but then I also have this and this and this and this and this. But like I was able to put in a to-do list that was just like, okay, today I just want to get this done and this done. And then if I have time for this, then I have time for this. And just giving myself that freedom allows I know I now have so much more energy than I would have had this morning if I didn't do that. So that is my little tip for all of you, is that we really do. Oh, sorry, I just got a little um ping on my phone or on my computer if you heard that. But I just felt so much freedom in that. So this is my reminder for you, like, yes, it is worth prioritizing ourselves, even if it feels uncomfortable to say it. And I think it's worth saying it out loud. And so this is my biggest recap for this week I learned, is that you gotta say it out loud. You need to just let go of whatever is in your mind and say it out loud. I think this is so important. I talk about this all the time, but the more I do it, the less I feel uncomfortable about it and the more freedom and flexibility I feel afterwards. Like even just this past week I felt so down, like I was just in such a funk, and like that's pretty normal for humans in general, but I was just in such a funk and I was getting so worked up about needing to post and not going grocery shopping, and I knew I had such a busy week this week, and so I feel like I was taking on a lot of that stress last week, just feeling like really overwhelmed, which then ends up making me not be productive or do things. It's just like I'm just like paralyzed in my thought process. um and so I just want to like sit and not do anything. And so, yeah, I eventually made a TikTok about it, which I I love hate making TikToks like this because like so many people are so supportive and lovely, and like that's not even why I'm making it. I'm just making it to inform people and also just like get it off my chest so it's out there so people know what my intention is. So it's like, hey friends, I'm in a funk, like this is where I'm at. And then that just allows me freedom to not have to fester on that, and then I can create content when I want to create content. And but then I always get comments, which I'm sure that I know they're coming from a loving place, but there are people who probably don't follow me like on YouTube or here on the podcast or on Instagram, but definitely not on the podcast, because it's always like, oh, like this makes you so real. Like I always get worried that you're like faking it, or like sometimes I think like, oh, she must be faking it. Like this makes her real. And I'm like, friends, I'm not faking anything. Like this is my personality. And I am so real and vulnerable on the internet, just not necessarily like sharing every single thought on TikTok. Like that's kind of a big place to be very vulnerable. And I'm not saying I'm not vulnerable there. I'm coming and showing up who I am in that moment. But I definitely feel like I share everything over here on the podcast. And I love the community we have here. And so I always just find it funny when people are like, oh, I was starting to think she was fake. And it's like, no. Also, just like, can't we just think that people are so complex and full of different emotions and feelings, and they react to things differently all the time. Like sometimes I react with anger, and sometimes I react with chill, like it's okay vibes, and sometimes I react in sadness. And like it all depends where you are in that moment. And I just think there I'm not this is like a side note, I'm not saying that these people aren't giving me grace. Like honestly, most of the people are saying such lovely supportive things. I just always get caught off guard when people are like, oh, I'm so glad you finally shared something like this, like it made you feel more relatable. Like I was worried that um you weren't being like authentic. And I'm like, no, I am, I promise. But anyways, what I was gonna say was oh, I lost my train of thought. But I think what I was going to say was that I just feel like we're so complex, and we all need to hold more grace for each other when it comes to just anything. Like I really think you never know what's going on the other end for somebody, and it could be things that are going on in their life or just things that are happening in their mind. Like literally last week nothing was wrong with anything going on. Like there was no real struggle physically in my world, but mentally I like could not get out of this just like funk, and I was putting too much pressure on myself, feeling like I'm not showing up for the people I should be showing up for. But then I had my prioritizing conversation with the cuties on the podcast, which changed everything for me. And it was like, I'm the person I should be showing up for. And once you show up for yourself first, it makes it everything else fall into place. So yeah, I just feel like I really want to push that reminder to everyone, and that saying it out loud is so important. And like I just think we need to say more things out loud. And I talk a lot, obviously, for a living. I talk a lot. And I just talk a lot in general, but like I think a lot of the time I talk a lot in my mind as well. And I'm sure the people in my life are like, "Okay, Grace." AKA Trevor. He's like, "Okay, Grace, we hear what you're saying." But I'm not quick to share my something that I'm festering on. That's not quick for me. Like I could share stories or opinions or thoughts or whatever, but I'm not quick to share if there's something that I'm like consistently thinking about over and over again. I'm not quick to do that. But every time I do it, I feel instantly so much better. And I also, as a person who takes in other people's feelings, just like as a listening ear, also speaking on a listening ear sense, is that um, I think it's important when people are sharing those inner thoughts with you is not to jump at it as a teaching opportunity, or to share even your opinion. I think a lot of the time it's just an open ear that people are looking for, and a supportive hug or a shoulder to lean on, and just knowing that someone's there, and just letting them know like I'm here and I hear you, and I understand. And I feel similar when I have something else going on in my life or whatever. But like if they ask for help, obviously share it. But like I think a lot of the time it's just we just need to get it out. It's wild how our brains work, how we just like have this whole world inside of us that nobody else is part of. Like that is, when you really think about it, it's wild. And like that's how you really like, I think a lot of the times we we play our narrative onto other people. When you see someone walking down the street, you think, oh, like when I walk down the street, I'm thinking about this. So you just assume, you might not even be putting thought into that, but you probably see the people walking down the street and assume that they're experiencing something that you've experienced before in a similar way, but they could be going on a whole different life journey, and they're like experiencing something so different than what you are, and their thoughts are so different than what your thoughts are. And it's just like this whole wild, like, when you step back and think about it, it's like, oh my gosh, we're all really so different. But then I think it's so important that we share with each other, because I think we do have a lot of similarities. And I think a lot of us just feel lonely and isolated from other people. And it's easy to stay lonely and isolated, and it's hard to reach out. But once you do reach out, you feel so good. So I think this week I just learned that we all need to lean on one another, and we need to say more about how we're feeling outside of our own heads, and even outside of writing it down. I do think journaling and stuff like that is important and can play a big part. But I think if you can say it out loud, even just in like a video diary, like, or a, what is it called, like a memo note, a voice note, I just think physically saying it out loud, or what I used to do a lot when I was in high school, I just remembered this, was I would have like full monologues in the shower every morning, like just like conversations that I would potentially have with someone, or just like actually working through a thought out loud. I think it's so important. And then also I think it's really important, um, that we do connect with people when you need to work through a thought. Like if you're actually looking to like bounce back and forth, like if you're stuck in a moment where it's like you can't see the answer clearly, I think it's really important to work with other people, people that you feel safe with and connected to. I think that outside perspective is like a really, really big part of growing and stretching beyond our inner minds. Yeah, so this week I learned, let's lean on each other more, say how we're feeling out loud, and prioritize ourselves. Okay, let's get into what is next. Roses, buds, and thorns. Because I don't have my iPad in front of me, it's like I have to remember what's next. Roses, buds, and thorns. Okay, cuties. Again, I didn't pre-think about these. So I think my rose this past week was just, I think it was getting the paddleboard out, really. Like that was just the moment I have been waiting for. And even that being said, like I bought that paddleboard. That was one thing I wanted. I've wanted for years. If you've been listening to the podcast since the beginning, you know my first summer on the podcast, I was like, I want to learn to paddleboard, and I never did it. And then so this is like me finally doing that thing that pushed me out of my comfort zone. That was me, that I wanted to do for myself. And I told Trevor earlier in the winter, I was like, I really want to get a paddleboard this summer. And I was like putting it out there in the universe, because a lot of the time I just keep it in my mind, right? We just had this conversation. And he was like, I want to buy you a paddleboard. Like, I think you deserve, not that I don't deserve it, but he was just like, I just want to buy you, I want to gift it to you, because I believe in this for you as well. Like, I want to be a part of making space and time for you to do something for yourself, and also take some of the responsibility. Like, you don't need to pay for this. Like, I want to do this for you. And I thought that was like a really wonderful and gracious thing. And also, I know we're married and our money is his money is my money is his money, our money is our money. But like, it's the thought that is there, right? Like, you know what I mean? And so that's exactly what happened. And he was going to buy it online. And if you watched my Costco vlog on TikTok a few months ago, I ended up going in store, like just to Costco, to go Costco shopping. And they had it in store. And I showed it to him, and he said it was cheaper in store. So he was like, okay, you can get it in store. So anyways, we've had it sitting in the garage for a few months. And then I've just been in my mind every so often being like, is that really something I'm going to use? You know, sometimes you buy something and then you like regret it right away, because you're like, oh, I don't think I'm actually going to use that. Or like, I don't know, you just have all these thoughts. So I feel like I've really been struggling back and forth. Like I had this whole thing in my mind where it's like, I'm going to drop her off to school and go do a paddle every morning and feel so good. Or even just maybe some mornings she'd want to come out with me and we could go early. And then I'm always an evening beach goer. I love going to watch the sunset. So I was thinking it'd be nice to just go on the water and watch the sunset for the paddleboard. I just felt like it would fit into my routine really well. And also just like be something new and exciting for me that disconnects me from like all of everything else I'm doing. And so I was really excited about that. But then I was also like nervous because I was like, oh, is that really something I'm going to do? And so it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, anyways, I'm so happy we just got it out and pulled it out this weekend. And and that I've used it now and I know how user friendly it is, and that I used it in a group setting, like Trevor and Ro were with me. But actually they went to the carousel while I was blowing it up. So I still did it all by myself. So I feel confident doing it by myself, and I know that I can and that I can carry it. And so, yeah, I just feel like now I have the power and I'm so excited to take on the water. So that was definitely my rose, was paddle boarding. My thorn, I think the obvious is that my allergies are back, but I'm not going to give it that power because I feel like I'm going to conquer and move on. I think my thorn of this past week was just feeling down and funky and really not giving myself I think I did give myself grace. I did give myself grace, but I think I did um put a too much, I don't know, I think I like built up too much stuff in my mind, and I put a lot of the stress of this week schedule or I allowed myself to feel stressed about this week's schedule last week, and I wish I didn't do that. Like I wish I just was able to live a little bit more in the moment, but we were able to move on. So I do feel good about that. And then my butt is, what am I looking forward to this week? I am looking forward to being in the kitchen with everyone, cooking for the next 2 days because, I love cooking and I love assembly line type things like that. I don't know if all of you know this, but I did spend a lot of my teens and early 20s volunteering in a camp kitchen. And so I'm versed in the process of making mass meals, and we're only making pies, but like it's the same concept. And so I actually love doing that stuff. Like I love chopping 1,000 onions. I actually don't specifically love doing that. The onions are the worst, but I am going to try something. I have a mandolin that I absolutely love, but it has these spikes in it that I use to like make strips of carrots and things. But I have this feeling that the spikes would also chop the onion because the onion already has the spiral lines. So then if you use the strips, I think it would chop it. I'm gonna bring it and we're gonna test on an onion because that would make it so much better. And then also you like have it in a contraption so it's kind of like hidden behind your behind the plastic, so like not all the onion fumes are getting to your eyes, but we'll see. Also, with allergies your eyes are already so irritated, but it's going to be good. But anyways, I'm looking forward to getting in the kitchen and cooking up a storm. It'll just be fun, and I love cooking in community. That's always so much fun, and we're going to have a like circle of volunteers coming in and out to help us. First day we're doing all the fillings, and the next day we're going to stuff them all. I think we aim to make 300, so it'll be fun. And then we can pop them all in the freezer, and they'll be ready for our sale at the end of or in the middle of June. But anyways, that's what I'm looking forward to. And so let's get into our entertainment recap. Entertainment recap. Entertainment recap. Cuties, I have been watching Desperate Housewives, as you know, and I am on season 4 now, I believe. I just switched to a new season, and I think it's season 4. And I just love how they're always so creative with coming up with new things and whatever. But I also love how, like, realistic I feel like a lot of the not there's a lot of things that are not realistic, but I feel like everyone's going through a different battle of something, and um or they're in a joy and triumphant spot. I don't know. I just feel like they have a really good way of sharing how life truly unfolds. I don't know. I do like that, but I'm really enjoying it. Season 4, I will say, is the first season, except for season 1, I started right from the get go and thought, like, oh, I'm hooked. Then season 2, it's like I needed a few episodes to get into it. Season 3, same. But season 4, I felt like they started it right from the get go. I feel really hooked and intrigued. I don't feel like it's slow moving. I'm interested what's going to happen with this new kid and mother who've moved back into the community. Also with the baby that Bree is going to pretend is her own. I wasn't seeing that coming. Yeah, I'm just really interested in what's happening. And also like Edie needs help. Like she is vicious and I think she really needs to get some help, and I don't know I don't know who's gonna help her do that. But yeah, I just like her character development. Like, I just wow. But anyways, I'm really enjoying that. And I did think this past week was the last week of Summer House, but it's not. It was a two-parter. So they did the first half of the weekend, and then this week will be the last episode of Summer House, which I'm sad to see go, but I've been enjoying. So that's been great. And I need to catch up on Below Deck. I didn't watch last week's episode, but I know we're not at the end of Below Deck yet. I'm pretty sure. So that's good. And then I still want to watch Firefly Lane, but I really just want to do Desperate Housewives and then do Firefly Lane. And there was another thing that just started that I was like, oh, I'd like to watch that. Oh, Selling Sunset. I haven't started Selling Sunset. I saw on my TikTok there were so many conversations going on. I was like, I can't go on TikTok. I don't want any spoilers. But yeah, I just want to focus on Desperate Housewives, which I think there's 8 seasons. So I got to just focus on that, and then I can work on the other ones. But yeah, I always like Selling Sunset, except for sometimes it's like a little too much melodramatic, but it's just fun to watch, just something for the background. But yeah, that's what I've been watching, and it's been keeping, honestly, Desperate Housewives feels like a hug at the end of the day or a hug in the morning. It just feels so good. So I'm really excited to go and fold my laundry and switch over the loads and put on an episode of Desperate Housewives while I'm folding. Like, that is truly Monday behavior, although today is a Tuesday and it is a Wednesday for you. But that is just like something I really do look forward to ever since I switched up that routine. So that's where we're at, cuties. Thanks for coming along. I hope that we can all reach out to one another more often and share what's going on in our minds, and that you have people in your life that you can do that with as well. My DMs are always open. I love and appreciate all of you. I'm sending you so much good, sunshiny energy for this week ahead. I, in my mind, kept thinking like, oh my gosh, it's June this weekend. But no, it's not yet. We're still in May. So that made me feel good too. Sometimes this time of year is just like so fast paced. I just need to like catch my breath. So that this past weekend was a really nice catch my breath, disconnect from everything. So love you all, sending hugs and kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye, cuties.